Hi, this is Adam at The Noise Chap, and we're just doing a quick video looking at how often you should repeat a noise assessment here in the UK. So this is based on UK health and safety law, and it is what the HSE expect employers to do. There are two answers to this really. There's the short answer, which is you need to repeat a noise assessment when you have reason to believe you think you may need to repeat a noise assessment. And that's not me being flippant, honestly. That is actually what the HSE say. The longer answer, well, the HSE have both regulations and guidance. The regulation is actually very short. It's in the same part of the law that requires the risk assessment for noise in the first place, and basically says you shall redo it if there is reason to believe the risk assessment is no longer valid or there's been a significant change to the workplace. So basically, if you have reason to believe something has changed, you've got new machinery, for example, then you have to redo the noise assessment. The HSE expand on that in some guidance then, which then says you need to review your noise assessment and have a look to see if it still reflects the workplace. And that can mean, is the machinery still the same? Is the machinery in the same position it always was, or has it been moved around? That can make a difference because of reflection and reverberation. Also, have you changed things like the shift pattern? Have people changed from an 8-hour working day to a 10-hour working day, for example? The HSE also recommend having a redo of the noise assessment if you're starting to get health surveillance results that show there may be a problem. What that means in practicality is, are your hearing tests showing an increasing number of people with a potential noise loss in their hearing? You're always going to have some, but is it starting to look like there is an ongoing problem? The HSE recommend that you should still recheck everything kind of every 2 years, even if you believe there have been no changes. So they say every 2 years you should redo it from there. Now, my recommendations on top of that. Have a think about a difference between redo and repeat. Review and repeat. So what's the difference between review and repeat? You can do the review yourselves internally. So if you've had somebody come in to do the noise assessment, you'll have a nice report which says these are your daily exposures. You should just sit down and think, have we changed anything within our business that may impact on this noise assessment? If the answer is no, you're done. Now, I would recommend you do that at least once a year myself, but also document that you did it. So if you have a safety committee, just keep it in the minutes there. Ignore the spinning collie behind me. That thing is absolutely insane. If you have a safety committee, record it there. If you don't, you could always just keep a simple note, attach it to the actual noise assessment itself that says, on this date, we reviewed the noise assessment. There have been no major changes. We're good to go for another year. It is important that you do document you did it. If you get a visit from one of the Horn Devils from the HSE and they ask, have you ever reviewed this assessment? It's far better if you can say, yes, on this date we did it. This is what we looked at. We decided everything is still the same. Therefore, move on. Absolutely fine. Personally, I would then recommend that you repeat the noise assessment. Depends on the risk, everything from 2, 3 or 4 yearly. If you're a high risk site, so a lot of kind of serious noise risk, maybe every 2 years, general site kind of every 3 years, or if you're quite a low risk site, maybe every 4 years. And the reason I would recommend that is that even if you don't change anything, some things will still change. You will get motors that start to make a little bit more noise. You get bearings start to wear, compressed air lines that start to have maybe a little leak and you start to get an increase in noise there. Or you get things as simple as a loose guard or a loose panel on a machine. You get more vibration and that starts to generate more noise. So in summary, you can review it yourselves in-house. Do that kind of once a year and just document that you did it. That bit is important, but then you can repeat it every 2, 3 or 4 years depending on the risk. As a rough rule of thumb, 3 yearly, and that way you'll catch any other noise issues that come in. And that mad thing is licking the carpet and making itself cough. Anybody want a collie?